Yeah. It's the Quis. Still here. And I'm not alone. It's been a while since I conducted an interview today. I got with me my brother from another. Ty, you want to say what's up to the people?
How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah. Now, real quick, Ty, I got to, I was telling you, I broke my camera. Right now, my PlayStation camera is set up on my daughter's shoe on her high chair, and my phone got stolen from work. And right now, I'm using this busted little Cricket flip phone from like 1975. Yo, anybody out there, any couch potatoes, send me a new Android or smartphone, donate it to the cause. I will be forever in your debt. Illuminati, if you listening, I will join if you send me a new phone. That's it. That's it. Blood sacrifices every week. Just send me a new phone, please. So, Tyler, representing the Urban Geeks. Tell me a little bit. You were briefly mentioning, what you're doing. Tell the people about Urban Geeks and where they can find you and what it's all about.
Well, basically, I'm a certified reseller. I can get you computers, electronics, and accessories at a retail price. Now, the difference between me and like Best Buy is basically I educate people. I actually tell them what they need to try and just to make a sale. I'm just trying to basically service the community. I'm not trying to go after companies, major things like that.
So you said it's like a geek squad. I had to close the window because I live in the hood and I had cats outside talking all loud. So you said basically it's like a geek squad.
Not really, because where Geek Squad fails to let you know how not to prevent your equipment, they also hella expensive. All my prices are pretty much low.
So, but your service that you provide is a computer consultation service?
Yes.
Okay. So, is someone looking to have a computer created or repaired, they will contact you?
Yes.
How would they go about contacting you?
Oh, you can reach me at urbangeekcomputers@gmail.com, or you can Facebook me at Tyler Clark.
Okay, so Urban Geek Computers, spelled the way it sounds, URBANGEEK Computers at
gmail.com.
Or Tyler Clark, Tyler TYLER Clark CARKE at Facebook. So basically, and I'm gonna write this information in the subject heading for the Keys Couch episode. But basically, we out there in the world, we're so good to go to the franchises to get what we need, and we don't support local businesses, whether it's a an Urban Geek or a Keys Couch, and we don't allow. It's kind of funny. We don't allow people that have dreams to grow. We throw our money in corporations, and then they control us and manipulate us. And then, if I'm not helping you achieve your dream, if you're not helping me achieve my dream, then who achieving their dreams? The billionaires? Oh, those poor billionaires. I hope they make it. So, for those who don't know, if this is your first episode of The Couch, Tyler's somebody who supported me, pretty much from day one. He sent me this real souped up computer, which I haven't got a lot of use out of, because I'm a minimalist. I got my beat up laptop, and technology, it kind of intimidates me a little. I've always been the more comic book, literary oriented geek. So the computer is like, it's sat there for a while. I tried to get at it, and then I moved recently, and maybe a wire got frayed or something happened where it doesn't come on. So I'm gonna send my computer back to Tyler. He gonna tweak it up, and then I'm gonna get me a nice camera, and the production quality of Keys Couch is gonna increase tenfold. So you want to tell the people some of the ideas that you have for the show?
Oh, well, we're basically trying to give it a whole new format. Well, you know what? I'm definitely gonna make sure personally that the camera quality changes.
Yeah, my dreads ain't purple for people like my cousin Mark who think my dreads are purple. I know the color quality's bad. I got red dreads, a gray shirt. I'm rocking that new Wheezy line truck fit. It says respect no competition. That truck fit is pink. So just in case you don't got the right color, the couch is blue. So I'm black. Those are the colors that we working with.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny because growing up in the hood, I've always, even though I was born in Hollywood, I spent some time out there in the West, but most of my youth was in Buffalo. Shout out to Kentfield, Lanefield, Fillmore, Bailey, Fudron, everybody out there in the east side of Buffalo. you grow up with so little that you get accustomed to working with little. So I think a part of me is like the idea of a fear of flying. I wanted to talk about today about racism and how even though we live in Obama's America, racism is still very much alive. Tyler, how has racism affected you as a black man, especially as an educated black man who has the ability to see both sides of that equation?
Oh, this is a serious question. Okay. Racism has affected me in the sense of I'm put in because of my complexion, I'm put in a situation where I'm not looked at as black.
Right.
Where white people, like I've been told many a times, that they feel more threatened of the darker black man than they do of me.
It is.
Where they talk to me as if I'm one of them.
Right. And I know as a fellow light skinned brother, like especially we both had dreads. There's a lot of similarity between us. Like I know what you mean. Like I went as far to dye my dreads, so I'm still kind of I'm put in the artist category, but I know what you mean. That idea that I'm educated, you're educated. Shouts out to University of Buffalo, Nichols High School. You get that premium education, and you speak a certain way, you hear yourself a certain way, have certain values. Then it's like my issue is that lately I've been in the workforce almost feeling like an Uncle Tom. I find myself being critical of black people. I find myself, having comments where if I make them to my white coworkers, like I'm being critical, but it's like airing the family's dirty laundry in company, and I almost feel like I'm selling my people down the river. Do you find that same challenge?
With me, like my job in particular, since I work for Republican, white corporate, white folks. With me, they try to pick a side. And when I got there was only one black coworker, and he was a bit bigger than me. And they kind of put me in a position to try and tell on him and get him in trouble.
Wait, is your name Marquise Wolford? Because you just described what happened to me at my job. Are you sure you're not me? Am I talking to myself? Because that's crazy that you just described. There was one other black dude at my job. He was darker than me. And I got put in a situation where I was basically encouraged to see him for being lazy and ineffectual. And I
questioned me his work and everything he did.
Yeah, and eventually I replaced him. He had been there for a while, and they had me kind of like, yeah, he is lazy. And so, like, looking back, I'm like, I don't know if he was so much as lazy as laid back, and I felt like I was set against him to oust him.
Well, what I think that sometimes they do is that they put you in a position where you're supposed to do your job, and your job is to evaluate. They say, they're asking you questions, or they put you in a position where you're in charge of people, and they tell you to do it, but their motives is racist, but you're only doing your job, so you're like caught in the middle of it all.
So to be clear, in a society where we have a black president, does racism still exist?
It's very much alive.
Okay.
So and the weirdest part about it is that they're the ones who said racism is bad. I mean, they're the ones who said, you can't. I mean, black people been not being want to be called niggas. There's white folks who made it across the country, like, bad to be racist.
Well, the funny thing is, this is an issue I've brought up a lot. Shout out to a very influential professor in life from the University of Buffalo, Professor Qouch. He taught hip hop and social issues at the University of Buffalo, and he basically explained that to be racist, you not only have the belief in your race's superiority, but you have the ability to subjugate and to influence other races and to exploit and control. So by that definition, what's that?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you can't be racist if you have the power. Now, that's not to say you can't be a bigot or prejudiced or a xenophobe, but to be racist is not just a belief in superiority, but the ability to implement that superiority.
Now, I have a question for you. I mean, since you know racism from that perspective, how many white people did you get in an argument with saying that black people can't be racist?
Every white person I've ever told that to, funny because it'll have me questioning and be like, and then I remember a black person can believe in our, superiority, but at the same time, we don't have the ability to as a group.
No one.
What's that?
have the ability to oppress no one.
No.
I mean, maybe in a community we could oppress someone,
right?
Within little communities, but across the country we can't oppress a damn thing.
Exactly. We can't, as a group, we don't have any power to, we're only 12% of this country. And in Africa, we being raped and molested and destroyed and enslaved so effectively, there's no political power base there. It's like we, as African Americans, we're first of all, we're a created race. The idea of African Americans, we're only, as of 1865, officially only, not even a whole 200 years old. It's funny because we can control hip hop, and we can do that because all the record execs are white. So we don't control hip hop. We're puppets. Sports, we're just out there entertaining.
Same thing we are in hip hop.
The biggest
source of money.
This is the biggest thing about racism that I've learned in my education is that racism is institutionalized. Racism exists in the prison industrial complex. And for those who don't know what that is a very simple continuation of slavery where over 50% of American prisoners are black men. Everything from the police to the legal system, the courts, everything is geared towards imprisoning us, giving us bigger sentences for certain drugs that are common in our community, and which are put into our community by not us.
I agree with you.
And then we go to prisons where we do labor and we get paid 2 cents an hour or nothing, or these slave wages, and we work for these hours. I mean, I have been blessed not to experience that firsthand, but I'm well aware from family members and other people in my community who have been involved in that. I mean, systematically, we are exploited very effectively, and from the education system to the military to the prisons. A black man, we're set upon to be utilized in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
We're targets.
Yeah. So you would think, because black people within our community, black women are salt their hair, that black people would have some type of stake in that market. And there is no major black hair dealer. No major one. They're all white and Korean. It's some wild shit.
We're like children, and I don't know if with the issue of racism, I don't know if it'll ever come a point where there'll be a level playing field. I was having a conversation about welfare, and people had this idea of the welfare mammy or the welfare madam or whatever racist term goes, when over 75% of welfare recipients are white females.
Yeah, well, they outnumber us. They're like 75% of the fucking country's population.
Yeah, I mean, you take into consideration other races and racial blends, but when it comes to Caucasian, European, what it boils down to is that there are entire sections of this nation where, I had this young girl tell me the other day, well, there's more black people in her school than white people. Yeah, but in New York, there's a higher concentration of black people. But across this nation, there are entire states that probably got 5 black people. There are whole areas throughout middle America, throughout this whole country where black people, I don't know how many black people are in Colorado or Arkansas, you go to certain city populations. But the bottom line is, until there can never be equality, because there's just not enough people on both sides to have equality. But it's
also still to another thing. If minorities would go together and be united, they wouldn't have that problem. Racism wouldn't be as bad. Now it's equal number of. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, because there's about 20 seconds left in a 15-minute allotment for YouTube. So we're going to actually continue this in the next segment, and we're going to talk about capitalism and how divide and conquer is the critical component. I've touched upon this on a lot of different episodes, but to let you take us out, the last word, you got about 10 seconds to give a shout out to the people. It's been a pleasure to have you.
I'm so happy to be on Urban Geeks. Quis' Couch, Urban Geeks. Call me, contact me. I'll get you what you need.
All right, so I'm on Couch Potatoes. Keep watching, keep posting, keep sharing. We'll be back to continue this conversation. And go see the Avengers. Can't wait to see that. And thanks to everybody that's supporting the show and everything that I do. I'm going to see you in a little bit. Deuces.